know, it's ubiquitous, you know.
We deadlifted yesterday? No.
All right, so Jess had a low back tweak on Friday. I or someone has talked to her. We've given her a little bit of information. She's not exhibiting any red flag symptoms, so she's come back on Monday, and she wants to train because she's doing her due diligence to keep herself in shape and to not catastrophize and to not fear-avoid exercise and things like that. So she comes into the class, and how do we get her back into the class, into some kind of normalcy, and push her more towards getting back to regular training? All right, so in the class today, we have 3 sets of 3 power clean at 75%, which is fairly, I mean, that's heavy. That's a heavy thing, okay? So is that, if we follow the model, is that good for Jess to do maybe on day 1? Probably not. You know, it's going to be too much stimulus. She's going to get sunburned. So what are we going to do? First, we decided, we decided that from before, there was no weight that Jess could do where she felt like her pain tolerance wasn't jumping that 2 level. All right, so it's a no-go, okay? So here, let's load that a little bit. Good. Just pretend she's holding the bar. We've got it up to about the mid-thigh, so now we're going to tackle the range of motion issue. So from this range of motion, with just the barbell, she can complete a deadlift. Jess, is that bad? Can you handle it? That's okay? Okay, cool. So from that range of motion, now we're going to put a little load on there. Can we do a loaded range of motion from that mid-thigh? Again, we're pretending. I would do this much better, but anyway. Jess, go ahead and pretend that mid-thigh deadlift. Perform it again. Good. Is that okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Okay. Now, let's bring it forward towards the block. Let's set it to the block. Good. So that's going to be just below her knee. And again, we're just trying to figure out what can she do that specifically mimics the deadlift. Okay? Jess, will you please deadlift that? Good. How's that?
That was good.
That was good. Can we load it a little bit more?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so pretend we loaded a little bit more, but we found that threshold to where Jess has hit a weight to where I need to stop. The pain octave has jumped up too, okay? We're going to stick at that weight, and we're going to stick with this range of motion for the time being until we feel that she's able to maybe take a plate away and again broach closer to the floor, okay? From there, we're going to go into the exercise selection. So let's say that none of that works. There's no load that she can do. There's no range of motion that doesn't kick that octave up 2 levels, right? Then we're going to try to change the exercise, not entirely, but we're still going to try to mimic that same exercise, okay? So there's a couple different ways we can go about this. It depends on how maybe threatened the individual feels about hinging and picking up a weight from the floor. My go-to thing that I would try first is a sumo deadlift. I know it sounds silly. She's still picking up a weight from the floor. That's from the floor, but the joint angle has changed significantly enough. Her back angle has changed significantly enough. So maybe, again, this is a movement that is desensitizing her from that pain. Cool. We can do that.
Real life story, I hurt my back.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
we're kind of using her.
I can only deadlift a kettlebell. I can't conventional deadlift. And Blake's like, sumo. Like, I'm just CrossFit, right? On sumo.
Yeah.
This is the only thing that wasn't painful.
Didn't you hit like 80% that day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was for a week, and then I was back to conventional.
Cool. So, and then from there, there's a numerous number of exercises. What other exercises we?
Kettlebell deadlift helped me a lot. I can't remember what that one came up with.
It doesn't matter. It's just going to depend.
Loaded glute bridges.
Loaded glute bridges, whatever you want. But we're just going to try to pick an exercise that either mimics the same range of motion, the same kind of pattern, or maybe the same muscle groups used to get the same kind of stimulus until we get back to normal conventional deadlifting.
On the, the kettlebell deadlift, is it more just all legs?
Yep. So narrow, kettlebell right between my feet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sure.
I cannot tell you why this didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Because that is a conventional deadlift.
Yeah. Maybe it was just less
But
threatening.
that's the thing. It was less threatening to my brain. So you know what? I did it, and I did it a lot. And then I went to sumo because I could lift more load. And I did it for a week, and then I was back to conventional.
The takeaway point from this, guys, is just like, don't be afraid, especially when you come in here, that if this is on the board, I want to change it for you. I want you to get a good workout. I don't want you to do this. I want you to feel like you can't come in because deadlifts are on the board again today, or heavy cleans are on the board. I'm going to change it. Like, and if the coach doesn't, I'll punch him. It's ridiculous. Anyway, all right, from there, so we went through all that. Now let's talk about the WOD real quick, because I think this is important as well. So once you gain control of those 3 variables, and you have some semblance of a control, and you're not completely back to 100%, the WOD is not my favorite time, and WOD, I don't know, some people, workout of the day, it's not my favorite time to test all those variables, all right? Like immediately at least. I want to first get some normalcy back to your strength movement, for you to feel comfortable doing that, before we start doing a hinge type exercise with a kettlebell swing, or maybe the jarring action of a run on the concrete and things like that. So here, SRPE and things like that become more applicable. So like how hard, this thing will probably take, I don't know, 15 minutes maybe, for a person to complete, average. During that 15 minutes, I want you to keep that RPE range in a 6 to an 8, all right? Like possibly even lower. But if you go any higher than that, again, we might impose too much cumulative stress on you and exacerbate those symptoms of lower back pain. So in that as well, we might completely change this kettlebell swing. We might get rid of that. We might do something else. Can we do an air squat? Is that non-sensitizing? That's fine. We're still getting some kind of lower body action. It's kind of specific, yes and no. And then from there, the run, that's easy to change. Can you bike? Can you sit on the bike and do the same amount of distance or the same time it takes to complete that distance? But let's just change it. Don't be afraid to change it.
That's the biggest thing. I feel like a lot of people, I hurt my back, I hurt my shoulder, I'm just going to stay home because I can't do the workout today. No, that's what we're here for. We are here to modify things. A lot of people don't like that word, modify your scale, but that's the whole point, is to keep us moving through our tissue requirements, whether it be we're newbies and we can't handle that load yet, or we have to take a small step back to rehab and then take a step forward. Cool? Questions about anything that we did today?
We're under an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Whenever you're talking about switching movements and how the kettlebell deadlift, like you said, is pretty much a conventional deadlift. Is that still part of that like biopsychosocial, just
Absolutely.
fear avoidance?
Maybe there was a joint angle change. Maybe I had a better technique. I don't know. If we want to go that route, possibly. But I think more likely it was a fear avoidance. Deadlift is scary when you have a back injury. So, but for some reason, that didn't hurt at all. So.
And like you talked about with catastrophizing, did that affect you at all on putting your shoes on and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, he's talking about like daily activities, daily living.
Absolutely.
Like, sure.
Driving was the worst thing. So I would fear getting in the car. I would sit in the parking lot, and I'm like, I have to get out now. This is really gonna hurt. And it did for a long time. And then I was like, then it didn't.
So what helped you, just as like your own case study on that?
Oh, yeah, it's actually been pretty cool. Moving helped a lot. Doctors make the worst patients. I probably should have gotten help earlier, but I was convinced I didn't have this issue, so I stretched and did things I would never tell a patient to do because, well, it's not going to happen to me. So then I got out of my own way, did my own rehab. Just based off of the things that I knew, helped with low back pain. And then I kept moving. I had you guys, I had my coaches help me adjust the WODs. I had coaches help me adjust the movements and the weights. I even had you guys, my technique looks fine, right? Like I'm not screwing up, right? Yeah, it looks fine. So I could decatastrophize, stop fear avoiding. Just that reassurance helped me a lot. So I'd say I'm about 98% better. I still feel it a little bit every now and then, but day-to-day basis, it's fine. I'm still here doing good things, working towards my goals. Any other questions? And we all have stories like that. Hopefully we have more stories of continuing to get past it and less stories of I'm going to quit or I'm going to not go anymore. So we don't want that. We don't want to sit at home, especially if we enjoy it. Cool.
Thanks for listening to us.
Thanks, guys.